ACCA, the world's most forward-thinking professional accountancy body. Welcome to the series of video podcasts brought to you by ACCA Czech Republic. In our series called ACCA Creating Opportunity for All, we speak to ACCA members, future members, employers, university partners, and learning providers about how ACCA is supporting them in their career and achieving professional goals.
Hello, my name is Věra Kučerová and I'm head of ACCA Czech Republic. In our Czech cluster, we are looking after our members and future members in the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Croatia and Serbia. We currently support 2,767 active members and 4,794 future members. Today, we are talking to Mikuláš Chovanec, CE and EMEA Statutory Accounting Manager at IBM Slovakia. Miki is an ACCA member since 2008, and we also have today with us 5 employees of IBM Slovakia that are ACCA students: Vasilis Tsikalakis, Desiree Taskone, Elisa Piatesi, Jana Kubíková, and Pavel Ďuriš. Hello, welcome.
Good morning.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Good morning.
Morning.
IBM is offering its employees to study ACCA since 2014. Currently, there are around 20 ACCA members and more than 200 active future members working in IBM in Slovakia. In IBM, the majority of students start with FIA qualification and then continue further to achieving the whole ACCA qualification and ACCA membership. We have a positive experience with this study approach, as the FIA qualification gives students a very good basis for further ACCA studies. Miki, you have been an ACCA member since 2008. You qualified with PwC, and then when IBM started to build the finance center in Slovakia, you took the opportunity to lead the statutory accounting department. I know that it was your idea to start offering ACCA qualification to IBM employees. You have been a great ACCA ambassador within IBM. What did prompted you to promote ACCA in IBM? I know that it was not an easy sell to persuade your leadership to invest into ACCA qualification. So how did you manage to persuade them, and what was your selling point?
Well, I believe it's similar than in other companies. So there's a strong need to invest in our people, and I'm glad that IBM is using this opportunity and supporting the ACCA studies.
Okay, we are very glad to hear that. After more than 5 years of actively supporting ACCA, what benefits do you see the ACCA students and members actually bring the company? And do you actually see difference between the employees that have studied ACCA and those that are not ACCA qualified?
I mean, it's all about the knowledge and experience. So we strongly believe that ACCA is helping to increase the knowledge, accounting and finance knowledge for all the participants, and as well helping to keep this knowledge up to date. So I think in these days that's really critical to still keeping the knowledge up to date.
Okay, that's good to know. And how about your management? Are they open to supporting students on their ACCA journey? Do they see that ACCA members and students are bringing the value?
Well, it wasn't easy at the beginning, but now I would say we are all on the same page, and I'm glad that many of the finance or accounting manager are participating, so directly taking the ACCA exams. And what's really helping in IBM is that even the accounting center manager is taking the ACCA exams, which is really excellent example for all other IBM employees. So it's relatively easy than in IBM. So we are all on the same page and supporting the people as much as possible.
Yeah, you must be a great employer. So I would like to ask you, why did you decided to study ACCA, and what did prompted you to start the studies?
So let's say that living and working abroad has always been my dream. So I've always changed countries and companies during the course of my life, and ACCA can really support me in my international career, because on one hand they provide me with a very solid knowledge, and not only in finance but also in taxation, consulting, general management and planning. And this is very important because in every company it's very important to have this kind of knowledge. And on the other hand, ACCA is globally recognized as a certification, and therefore it can really demonstrate on my CV that I have reached this certain standard of competence. And so I'm very glad to be able to participate. I've already taken 6 exams on ACCA, so I'm very happy, and I strongly encourage everybody to take this opportunity.
Okay, excellent, great to hear. Desiree, can you be next?
Yes, hello everybody. So what motivated me to start the journey with ACCA is mainly the fact that I would like to pursue a career in finance. And as Elisa previously said, ACCA is the most acknowledged certificate in finance worldwide. So though the exams are challenging, I would say it is worth it. And I also encourage all young professionals to start the journey with ACCA as we all did.
Okay, thank you very much. Vasilis?
So from my point of view, is also part of the lifelong learning journey. This is a good opportunity while being in the professional field to keep on growing skills. Definitely having relevant skills and skills that they are competitive in the market and also useful at the same time from our job tasks. Many different areas are covered within ACCA. For example, I didn't have a really strong background in terms of law, but there is also like a law paper. So you can really have different point of views and grow your knowledge in areas that maybe is not directly connected with your actual job profile. And that's the interesting part. And this is the reason why I decided to go for it. And is part of the strong, I think, IBM's like philosophy of this Think 40 learning. We are anyway like directed in having the culture of education, and this was a good opportunity that ACCA became part of it.
I now have a question for Jana and Desiree. Both of you, you have joined or you started your ACCA studies recently. So how do you like it so far? And how do you prepare for your exams?
Yeah, maybe I can start. So I like ACCA so much because it's something different compared to Slovak education system, and we can see, for example, professional side of this and the theoretical side. So really, I can understand better what I do every day in my professional career and apply knowledge from ACCA into the everyday life. So that's really something what I like.
Okay, thank you, Jana. Desiree?
It's like the I called it before the ACCA journey because there are many exams, many papers to pass. But what I like of the ACCA examination compared to, for example, master's degree in economics is that ACCA gives you a deeper focus on professional focus on financial subjects such as financial reporting, management accounting, taxation, audit, and assurance. The whole setup of the course and of the exam is different from any university program. And in order to pass the exam, you do not only need a very deep knowledge of the topic, but you also need a very good analytical skills, I would say. This is why I think companies worldwide appreciate ACCA certificate more than any degree in economics, because if you have passed this, you can prove that you have good professional skills and also good analytical skills, which I think nowadays are the most important for all employers all over the world.
Yeah, thank you, Jana. Thank you, Desiree. I now have a question for Elisa. Elisa, you have already said that you relocated to Slovakia, which is now your home country. I understand you are originally from Italy. So can you tell us how do the ACCA studies and the knowledge that you gain help you in your current role in IBM in Slovakia, and what are you expecting, how it will help you in the future?
Yes, so I have relocated in Slovakia 4 years ago, and I have been employed in IBM ever since. And I'm a commercial manager, so let's say I'm more on the commercial side rather than the finance side of the company, but still it's very important whenever I interlock with my finance colleague or when we have to report our numbers to the sector. It's very important to know the financial principle. For example, my client partner executive once asked me about the separability recognition for the revenue. And it was also this a topic that I covered during my ACCA studies and also obviously in our internal accounting rules. But it was very beneficial for me to also have seen some practical examples of separation of revenue, for example, during my ACCA exercises. And for example, my contract is in TNT, so transition and transformation. So it's very important for me to understand what a deferral is, what accrual is, so the matching principle between cost and revenue. And I know that this is more for obviously our finance department, but also on the commercial side, whenever I need to renegotiate a contract, I need to take into consideration how, for example, the revenue of the extension will be treated, if there is any recognition of no gross versus net. And this is also was covered during my classes in ACCA. So it was very, very beneficial, and I could see really the practical aspect on it on my daily activities.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Pavel, I now have a question to you. I understand you are Global Technology Services Finance Consolidated Manager. You are also a team leader, so you have several finance professionals that are working in your team. What benefits do you believe that ACCA can bring to yourself and also to your team?
Definitely, it can bring a broader understanding of the tasks we do on daily basis. whether it's a balance sheet and assets on balance sheet and how they behave and how they should be treated if any situation occurs. So it enables much better and smoother cooperation and collaboration with accounting. That's for sure what I noticed through prior years. I've been quite lucky that I've been with IBM in Slovakia for 10 years now, slightly over 10 years. Since during that time, I've been a manager or team leader for around 4 years. And I met a lot of people who were doing ACCA qualification on their own, even before this was introduced as a benefit to our company. Recently, I work quite frequently and often with UKI team based in UK with a senior team of finance professionals who have been with IBM for many years. And it's quite interesting to see that in UK for senior finance positions, you really need and have that ACCA qualification is a prerequisite. And it's kind of a good comparison to see how the discussion go, and it really is beneficial and benefit everyone should pursue who is considering finance senior positions from my perspective.
Okay, thank you very much. I did my ACCA studies at some point in time in the past, as I'm an ACCA member, and I still remember how difficult it was to prepare for some of the exams. So I wanted to ask you, how do you combine your work with study, with family life, and with everything else?
I can start if you want. So let's say that I have taken up this routine. So usually 1 month before the beginning of the classes, I start revising the topics of the exam. So I do this with the books that IBM provides me way more in advance. So every morning I wake up maybe at 6 and I start, let's say, revising before obviously the beginning of the classes. And then I have these, obviously, the intense week in which I need to obviously to attend the classes. And it's quite hard because I still support my contract during those during that week. So usually I really try to have very short lunch breaks or stay up a little bit more at night. And I must also admit that the 2 weeks before the exam are quite intense because I obviously need to spend all the weekends studying rather than going out, or I have to stay late at night working and studying. But I mean, unfortunately, no pain, no gain. So it's a very worth it effort, the one that you do during that, let's say, month and a half.
Well, thank you. I like your no pain, no gain. Thank you. That's a good one. Anyone else who would like to comment?
I can be the next one. So I also start studying 1 month before the course starts. And my recommendation would be to any student who wants to start with ACCA, try and study at least 30 minutes or 1 hour per day. 1 month before the exam, because sometimes you are overwhelmed with work, so you are tired and you don't want to push yourself and study, and you say, okay, I can maybe study tomorrow because I'll have less work to do. But in order to keep all topics fresh, at least it works for me. It is good strategy to study even 30 minutes per day, to do some exercises. And personally, for me, what it works the most is not only to focus on the theory and the reading, but most of all to practice and do as many exercises as possible, because the exam is kind of different than the theory that is presented in the books. As I said before, to know the whole or to memorize the book and to know the theory perfectly is not good enough to pass the ACCA exams. So this would be my advice.
Thank you, Desiree. Jana, Vasilis?
I would say that it's really intensive preparation, but at the end there is this path, so it's really motivating. But from my perspective, I would say that, I usually study every day. Usually during the week when we have a course, and then there are 2 or 3 weeks to have time to prepare for that. And I usually study after the work, and usually till midnight. It's really difficult sometimes, but still, it's like one page, another page, and then another chapter, and then I can understand more and more. So, yeah, I would say it's more about practicing examples, because I can see that every single exam is different. So maybe I can understand one, and then there is like, okay, this is something different. There was applied another rule. So that's really important to go through the exercises and just practice. That's my advice as well.
Okay, thank you, Jana. Vasilis? Last but not least.
Um, I think most of the things are already said. It's pretty demanding. I have to admit that also when some of the studying is during accounting closing, that you have additional busy working days, it's pretty tough to combine studying and working at the same time. I follow sometimes Elisa's technique, who may be waking up a bit earlier and study a bit up beforehand with a fresh mind before work. Sometimes a bit like some evenings after work as well. As everybody says, even a bit of studying, like half an hour or 1 hour per day, is good and better than nothing. So it's good that you practice at least a few examples every day, and there will be the day that you will practice more. There will be a day that you will practice a bit less, but still don't give up. Even if it's like 30 minutes. 30 minutes is a good thing to see some multiple like choice questions, for example. And definitely there are lots of sources. ACCA website have also this online simulation of the exam. So it's good to also practice the computer-based style exam, because if you don't have the experience, maybe you will need some time to get yourself familiar with the technique and use like the online platform for the exam. So give a try to get familiar yourself with the platform. This will also help you that you have no stress with the technical background of the test, but more about the knowledge part that is the important. So this is my my.
Thank you very much, Miki. I would probably ask you. The students have mentioned that they go on courses. I know that IBM is a generous employer. That you are the support that you are providing to your students in terms of studying ACCA. It's quite diversified. Would you mind just saying or commenting few words on, like how you actually structure the support of your employees when they are studying ACCA?
On management level, or as part of the ACCA education thing, we had a long discussion what everything we can do for the students to really support them. There was a long discussion about if we want to officially do so-called study leave, so really giving the students, let's say 1 or 2 days extra day off just to enable them to studies. Finally, the conclusion was, and what we're trying and recommend to all managers, so have a really personal discussion with each student and somehow agree how to give them additional support in terms of getting extra day off, really, so they can concentrate on the studies. Plus, it really requires a good planning in terms of just because of accounting calendar, where the exams, where the critical tasks. So if possible to somehow even cooperate as a team. So if we know that somebody or two members of the team are attending the exams, we know that we need to somehow reallocate certain tasks to other team members just to allow them to participate. So there is no clear policy, but the message to managers, I think, is really clear how to support the students or how to allow them to have a extra time to really concentrate on preparation for the exams, because we know it really requires quite a lot of planning and strategies to prepare for the exams.
Yeah, thank you. And hearing your students, it looks like it's really working for them, and I'm sure it's working for you as well. One of my last question would be, would you recommend ACCA and studying ACCAs to your peers at IBM or even the friends outside of work? And what would the message be?
Yes, I strongly recommend it. Obviously, you need to be up for it. So if you are motivated and you want to do it, it's a very great opportunity, because IBM is, let's say, allowing you to take them, is paying for everything. And also, I must admit that I have received a lot of understanding from my colleagues, because if I was asking them maybe a little bit more time to study, they were the first one to try, obviously, to accommodate my needs. And also my manager was super supportive. So yes, if you have the opportunity and you really like it, so do it. It's wonderful.
I would definitely recommend it for anyone who is considering senior accounting or finance positions in any company, because it really helps to understand the work we do, and not only what we do, but also gives a perspective why we do the things and what's the right thing to do from accounting perspective and treatment. Definitely, I would recommend it for someone who is already a bit experienced, so not definitely new to the finance, because what helps is to kind of interlink those standards and those topics routine.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else would like to add?
I just would like to mention that this is a great benefit that IBM is offering us, for example, because the exams and the course, they are, I would say, kind of expensive. So I encourage everybody in IBM who has this opportunity to take it, because I am confident that in the future it would be appreciated for, professional development, and also the fact that you keep challenging yourself with studies. It also helps you build self-confidence as well. So it is not only professional development, but also personal development.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Desiree, a lot. Vasilis, would you like to add something?
I think definitely we are in the times that you need to stay relevant with your skills in the market, and studying by ACCA and all the different parts of the curriculum that is covering is giving you this opportunity. I strongly recommend it. Be patient, I would say, because it's gonna last quite long to be finally fully certified. So it's especially if you're combining it with work, you need to have it into your mind that this can take up to some working period, like timing period, that you will be finally certified. So be patient, and the fruits from this work will come, and definitely worth it. So for me, is a yes, a big yes for the recommendation.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. And that's it. I would like to thank you all for your time today, for your very honest answers. I wish you good luck in your future studies. I'm looking forward to hopefully see you soon on the new member ceremony once you became ACCA members. Miki, I am sure that we will meet on our next meeting when we talk about our future cooperation. So thank you very much. I wish you good luck and have a nice day and lots of success in your future career. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Goodbye. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for having us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.